Hi everyone. It always shows me in that little box when I'm going through the starting part, and I always forget. I'm just looking for something because I do have something to show you, and I don't know where it's gone. But anyway, it's okay. It might be in this collection that I have here, or it might not. It might not. But anyway, lovely to see you. As always, I'm organised. I've spent the past hour and a half getting ready. However, when it comes to the execution, it's always a little bit chaotic. But I think I've got everything. If I just lean over there. I tell you what, I am missing. Anyway, don't worry about that. It's good to see you. How is everyone? I've got my mouse here so I can start to control things and see who's watching. So we're on YouTube tonight, we're on Facebook, and we are on Instagram Live. But of course, you can watch these at any point. So if you're not watching live now, or you've come across the live by accident, or you knew it was happening and you're catching up, hello to you in the future, which is great, isn't it? If only the future was a thing that we could see. And then maybe Germany would have realised they had to act a little bit better in the football last night. They crashed out to penalties. But, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens. I don't know if any of you are watching the World Cup at the moment. I am, but I can't really get into it for some reason. I can't really. I don't know whether it's because it's on late or anything like that. But anyway, all's good. All's good. I've had a busy day today. Did get down to the allotment, but Jane's just been down to water, so that's good. I've been doing some DIY around the house and all things like that, so it's all good. Let me just get my glasses on so I can actually see what's going on. Say hello to a few of you. Hello, Kerry. How are you? I hope you're well. Hi, Dawn. I hope you're well too. Lovely to see you. What I wanted to do, I've got little projects to do. And the actual project I was going to show you, I don't have, but that's okay because what we'll do is we'll work towards it. But I did want to show you and give you another look at Little Bonnie, which is the latest collection from Timestamp Creations. Something a little bit different. It's a smaller collection, but there's something a little bit different in it. So what we're going to do is go to the overhead camera. If I just go up here, if I just take that out and go over here and pop the overhead camera on, you'll see it just at the side of me. However, I want it the other way round. Don't want it that way round. That way round? No, of course, it's going to be that way round. Oh, it's just one of those things. Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll turn me off and then I'll just continue with the overhead. That'll be fine. Restream is going through like this beta upgrade at the moment, so it's all a bit weird. Anyway, let's get the water out of the way. Here we are. Here is the lovely Little Bonnie. Okay, so you've got two stamp sets here, and this is my neighbour's cat. So Little Bonnie comes into our garden. The first time I ever met Bonnie is when she got onto the roof. We've got like a little cottage in the front, and she got onto the roof and I had to rescue her. Well, about 3 weeks ago, just before these were made, Bonnie appeared on the roof again, almost to say, like, you know, I can sit here now, no problem. So I ran outside and I took that picture. This is in my garden. Don't have that bench anymore, just bought a new one. This is just outside my front window, and this is next door as well, where Bonnie is. So you've got Stay Positive and Purr More, Stay Curious and Perfectly Peculiar. You've got A Little Wild at Heart, and You Are Perfect Just the Way You Are. So you've got those beautiful stamp sets there of Little Bonnie. And just to show you the photographs, there you go. So those are the photographs that I took in my garden, turned them into stamps. Little Bonnie, I just love that when she's sitting up there on the roof to say, you don't need to come and rescue me now. And this one here, again, that's in my front garden. And then you've got Little Bonnie there in the grass next door. So she is super cute. And also, I've got these inky card kits. So you get 20 A5 cards, okay? And there's 5 colorways, so you get 4 of each. And what's great about these is you can start to create instantly. You could actually just cut down there and you've got a card topper. Let me show you some samples of Little Bonnie so you get a good idea of what she stamps like and what you can use her with. So this is using with one of the inky backgrounds, the blue inky background colour, which is lovely. This is just with watercolour here with Little Bonnie. I'm going to move this down a little bit just so you can get a little bit closer to the action. There you go. So you've got the beautiful Little Bonnie there. This is clever. This is by Jenny, and this has been stamped on vellum. Vellum. That's using one of the leaf stencils, which I've got right here, actually. Where is that? She says, oh no, I've got 2 trees, 2 pears and an apple. Oh, here's the leaf. Hang on. So these are available online, and they go with the tile collection. So that's what that is in the background. That looks super cute. Here's one using the inky background, so just stamping Bonnie twice and then trying to do a cat footsteps running up there, but I didn't quite get them to how they should be. But it looks all right, doesn't it? It looks okay. Move those out of the way. This kind of happened by accident. So I was embossing and the embossing went wrong. And you can see there was a sentiment, and all the embossing powder, when I heated the sentiment, it just stuck. So I thought, you know what, that looks like a starry night. So that's what I did. I cut out little Bonnie and I stuck her on there and just cut a little piece of card like that. So that makes it a nice, cute little card. Here's little Bonnie again. I do believe that's been heat embossed. You can see there. This is from Jenny. And again, this is using the backgrounds, and that is from In the Garden, the stamp collection. This was a piece of mop-up that went wrong. So I just stamped little Bonnie on there and put Stay Curious. Here's another lovely one as well, just using some nice colours in the background. Stay Positive and Purr More, Stay Curious and Perfectly Peculiar. This one is by Glynis. So that's lovely there. Glynis and Jenny are my forever suffering design team, because I'm all lastminute.com at the minute, and they do such a fantastic job. Isn't that lovely? Kind of reminds me of an instant photograph, you know. It's just really pretty. Oh, hello, Katie. I see you joined us. Arwin, hello. Oh, Gladys, just putting the kettle on. Nice, nice. So thank you all for coming. I'll keep that up there just in case anyone asks any questions. This is nice. That stamp effect. I like that. The Wild at Heart. Again, this is using the papers. So you've got that inky background, which looks super cool. And in that one as well. This was, again, just an inky background that I was using. So I thought that would look quite nice there. Remember to decorate your envelopes. Jenny does that all the time. They look fabulous. So this is what I meant by the inky backgrounds. These are available back in stock online. You see that? That's Millie. Oh, she's barking. So that's that part there, and then that creates that lovely card, which is lovely. Then you've got this really nice one. That's using part of the grass on one of the little Bonnie stamps. Again, using foam pads. You can lift that up. You can paint the garden gate, bench, anything you like. Isn't that lovely? How cool is that with little Bonnie there? That's beautiful. Again, just cutting out, using the frames, using different shapes, just making and creating some beautiful cards. This is a lovely one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And then, oh, this is a nice one. Even if I do say so myself, this is bringing them all together. A little bit of a decoupage going on there with some foam pads. And again, just lifting that up, which was nice. If you just want to use the papers, just to do something a little bit fancy, you can do. That's similar to one of the cards, but I put them 2 different ways. We've got that one there. Lots of samples. Girls did such a fabulous job. Isn't that sweet, that one? And that's using the grungy frames. I do believe they're in stock. You've got the bees there, which is from, I believe that is Blooming Amazing. Or is it the other one? And there's a little one that I put, and I just put a little bit of white there and a little bit of white on that clock. So that's little Bonnie. Oh, a couple more to show you here. There you go. I like that one with the stitchy effect, which is really nice. Don't know why, but it reminds me of like Wild West. Why is that? I don't know. And there you go. So that's little Bonnie, and she's available to get. And again, just showing you the pictures there that I took and we turned into little Bonnie. And whilst you're looking at those, I am looking around desperately for my project that I'm going to show you. How could I even lose it? How can I even lose it? Hang on, let me just grab these. I've just got to grab a few things over just while you're looking at that picture. You can talk amongst yourselves. Oh, is it over there? Right. And here's the other one. Here's the other one. This is little Bonnie, the other picture that I took and turned into a stamp. I found a project, everyone. We're all right. We're okay. We're cooking with diesel. Don't ever cook with diesel because it's just not good. By the way, there's a sale on the Curious Door collection. This is the vine door. So you open that up, you can put a little scene there. So there's a sale on those at the moment. I forgot to take the sale off. Basically, they're $7.99 each. So if you want to go for those, grab them whilst you can. These are lovely. Oh, thank you, Lucy. Yeah, they are. Little Bonnie's so lovely. I love the bits. Right, let's get to the task in hand, shall we? So yesterday or the day before, I was in the shed, as ever. Oh, there's another little project I was doing. I did that last night, so I got bored of the World Cup. Anyway, so I was in the shed and I started, you know what it's like. You go in for something and then all of a sudden you see something else. And I saw some fabulous Hollywinks sprays and some Tim Holtz. And I also found some cardstock, just watercolour cardstock, and I started to spritz. And then I thought I'll do a bit of doodling on there, like this one. And it's a game that we used to play at school. So we used to scribble on a piece of paper, okay? And then you'd have to make something from it. So you would turn it, you would have a look at the different shapes in there, and you would see if you could make something out of that, like a picture. I mean, for me, if it was me, I would turn that instantly into two horses having a race. So I'd add the ears there. You've got one eye there, you've got one little eye there, one nose there, one nose there, and you create a picture like that. But we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do some colouring instead. And I've only got the two colours to colour with, but that's okay, unless I can run upstairs whilst you entertain yourselves again. So that's what I was doing. And then I started to put it down and create a little project, which I thought was really nice. I'm going to do this one for you now. But also, you know, when you do spray, sometimes it goes great and you love it. So I like that. That's using a bit of gesso on the cap, and I just place that on there. I like that, but maybe too much. But if I was to use that in conjunction with that, that would be okay. That's a good one to work with because there's lots of space. That one I don't really like, but now it's dry. Maybe we could do a little bit of folding and it looks totally different. Die cutting, I've bought myself a die cutting machine. I'm just die cutting everything. So that's what you can do to also change things up. So for example, if you find yourself using spraying techniques and it's a little bit too much, you've gone a little bit murky, you've mixed your colours, it's not quite as you expected it, you put your finger in it and started to swipe it like this, and you think to yourself, well, they're not that great. Die cutting and cutting up can change everything. So let's just show you something. So let's just gather these together. Okay. And we'll do this in a minute. Let me show you, when you start to die cut things, it can look totally different. So this is a little picture frame, not decided what I'm putting in there yet. I did a little bit of paper engineering, and you could have it that way, okay, which looks nice, or you could have it that way. I've got the larger area at the bottom, so I kind of wanted it to stay up like that, which looks good. And then the bits that came out the center, then I just made little cards like this, which you can also then place together, like in a set of, let's say, 3. My microphone, hang on, restart Janice's iPhone microphone. Yes, we're back. Okay, it's just because I'm streaming from my iPhone directly to my Mac, so sometimes there might be a little connection. So again, I'm going to get rid of me. And these, I said I'm going to get rid of me. There you go. You could turn these into like a little triptych thing, which would look really nice. So let's have a look how we do these. Let's have a look how it all begins and how it starts and how it ends up. So let's just take a couple of these, for example. I'll head to the chat in case you've got any questions. Please, 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 please ask your questions. It's always good to have a little chat of an evening. Sometimes it takes a while for the messages to come through. I'm just going to say hi to everyone just so I can kick that. Can't post messages to some channels yet. All right, whatever. So I've said hi to people on Facebook and I've said hi to people on YouTube. Hello, Carol. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you've had a busy day. Hello, Anne. Nice to see you. After this live, by the way, I've got to go and pick up a TV unit. Honestly, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tonight, a live and then picking up a TV unit because we needed a new one and I went on Marketplace and got one, which was great. Okay, so we've got these two. Now, colour-wise, choose your colours. I'm going to go for blue only because of this is all I've got. And I'm going to go for white and I've got some black as well. These are acrylic markers. I've got some watercolour markers, but they don't work as well because they're watercolour. So always acrylic markers. I do have more, but I think they're upstairs. If I feel I need to get them, I will do. Hello, Trudy. How are you? Good to see you. And Pete, nice to see you on the live. So we've got two pieces of like artwork. So you can start to turn it, look at it. I'm not going to make anything of this like a picture, but already I'm seeing someone's head, their arm leaning down, maybe, I don't know, doing some gardening. You could put some flowers in there. You could completely change it, you see, completely change it. You could turn it into a picture or we could just turn it into a piece of artwork. So that's what we'll do. We've got two to work on. We've got two here. I'll tell you what, let's go for some pink. What I do, okay, is I look for the areas that can be filled in. And you can do this in a positive or a negative way. You see there how good that goes across because it's an acrylic marker. So you've still got the little bit of blue underneath, but I'm going to come around there. I'm not going to be too exact because I'm going to go over this again. I'm going to go over that again. It's got a little bit of pink there. Wish I had some yellow, but it's upstairs. I might have to leave you hanging and just keep talking to you while I run upstairs. Okay, I've got another little area there. In fact, I'm going to put pink there because it's a contrast to the blue that's already there. So you can do that. Okay. So we'll put a little bit there, which is nice. So already we're starting to change this up. I've got some blue here and I'm going to fill this part. I'm going to go over this again with black just to connect it up. This was done with gesso and like well, here it is, this. So it was done with a bit of gesso on the end and I just randomly put it on there. So we're working with the blue and the pink. I've also got white here, so we could incorporate the white. We've got two large areas. Do we really want to colour those in that large area? Well, what we could do is we could split that up. So we could just randomly just put that in there. And this is what I mean by taking a pen and going over it separately. And do that there. Okay, it's all going to come together. It's all going to come together. So I'm going to take the pink again and I'm going to go down here. If you've got a black marker pen and if you've got a piece of paper, just follow me. Just do what I'm doing and have a jolly good time. Then I'll go for the blue and I'll put that there because that's another little area. I'm feeling I want some yellow on here because I've got some larger areas to work with, but I'm going to make them smaller because I just want to work with those two colours there. So I'm just going to randomly do that again. Excuse me. This is all going to come together in the end. We've got a bit of blue going there. We've got a heavy on the blue round there. So I might, if I do that, then maybe, and again, just making this up as I go along, take a bit of black through there and then add the pink so want to go and get that yellow, but I'm not going to because time is ticking away. I've gone over the lines, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put a little bit of pink there. I could have gone in with white, actually. Let's see what the white looks like. Let's see if that covers that area. And it does quite, actually. It just makes it a little bit lighter, doesn't it? You can see there, which is good. So we've got some more areas to work on. We've filled in these areas. Could I go over that in white? I could. I'm going to try this bit here. See if we can. It's just blanking it out, really. Taking away those dots as such. I kind of like this colour underneath here, and I like the way that it acts with the pink. I feel like I need yellow, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like that white now. I'm going to go over it in pink. Makes it a little bit more intense, actually, because the white, you can't see those dots. So in that case, I might just take this end and just go down there. Okay. So I do have another. I got these. I got these. These are jelly roll pens. Would these work actually? Yellow. Let me try this on at the top. Yeah, that yellow, that works, but it's not as intense as the acrylic markers that I've got. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's just get some orange and get that yellow in case I need it. See, that yellow would really pick it up, wouldn't it? Oh, I've not got time. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see if this yellow will work. It's not as intense as the acrylic, but it's given a nice lemony style. What I could do is go over the white with the acrylic pen and then go back over it with the yellow, and that would intensify it. But I kind of like the texture underneath. So I've added a bit of yellow. I've got to add a bit more. I can't just have one bit of yellow. So I could do the whole of this yellow. I wonder, though, if I went over with the white. It's almost like putting a little bit of gesso over. Wait for that to dry a moment, and then we'll take the Sharpie. And I'm just going to go around the areas. Now we've got some areas that were thicker because that's how the pen took the gesso. So don't be afraid of doing that. We'll go over there, and then we'll go join that up like so. Come over here, just giving it a better outline. I've got this Sharpie at hand because it's a lot easier to use than a paintbrush, but if I had a paintbrush, I'd probably be doing that with acrylic paint. So that's drying. We've got this area around here. I'm going to make that a little bit thicker. Just join that up. Take that up there. Take that down there. If you've got a really thick pen, use a really thick pen because that's also good to do. Bring that down there because that's where it went. This went round there. The more random you can be, the better this turns out. If you think about it too much, it's not going to look the part. So do that. We've got this black coming round here, around there, up there. We've got this connecting it together. Okay. So let's go over this now with this yellow. If not, I could always run upstairs and try and find that. Ah, that's better. It's just giving it a pop. I like the blue underneath. I kind of like the blue underneath. So we'll do that. So we've coloured up. We've got this space here. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to come around here. So, okay. Now, you could leave it like that. You could take it into various different. Oh, now it looks like Dumbo. Oh, look, there's the eye. There's the ears of the elephant. And those are his legs. It's like a Picasso Dumbo, isn't it? Put a little tail on and we'll be well away. Great to see the speckles through the yellow. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I like that too. It just makes it look a bit different. I can also just go up to the line now. Just redo that. Redo that. Go over there and just fill in any gaps, or even go over it again, and that will totally get rid of the speckles. But yeah, Glenys, I like to see the speckles underneath. It kind of looks a little bit different, doesn't it? So you've got something like that. You could leave it like that as a piece of artwork if you want to. You could also cut it up or use a die cutting machine. So what should we do? Let's get some dies out and let's have a look, me-do, at what it looked like if we started to cut into it. And then made these squares. Don't ask me who made these. I've just got them off the internet. I just got cheapy chip ones just to try them out. But I also have some lovely clarity tag dies. So I just wanted to see if I wanted to get into die cutting and things like that. So you can start to move this around. You don't have to cover the whole lot. You could just have part of it. So we could come over here, or you could even go for a smaller square, which I think I went for an even smaller one. Hang on, let me get the smaller size out. So now this could get really interesting. I want that to be in a point. There you go. Okay, so here's a good thing to start moving this around, and then you've got little pieces of artwork. So let's try it, shall we? Let's just see what happens by taking this. Oh, I can't even lift my die cutting machine up because I've got a bad back. Because I've been doing a lot of painting and things around the garden, the allotment. Right. Anyone coming to Doncaster? That's next week. That's come round fast. Crikey, Mikey. Do you know what? Do you know what I said about not being a perfectionist? Please don't. Right, okay, let's just lift this up a little bit. Okay, because all you're seeing is physics. That's me die cutting machine, folks. So let's pop that on there. Let's get this. Let's do this round. Do probably there, okay? Because I like that. And I'm going to send that through. That piece of artwork now we're cutting up. I'm working in a very small space tonight. Oh, I knew that would happen. As soon as I started using the die cutting machine, I've got to be careful. My camera fell, but don't worry. We're all right. Let me just drag that back. Using a die cutting machine in a very small space, probably not the best thing. Okay. And I prefer the manual die cutting machines to electric. I just do. See? So we've cut that out now. Okay. I'm going to get a piece of black card. Do I have a smaller piece? I'll probably have to cut some down. Yes. Yes, I have some there. Okay, so we've cut that out of there. Okay. And now got a little mini piece of art. As Tommy Cooper would say, just like that. Aha. But we've still got some more to cut out. So let's go again. Let's go again, and we'll see how much we can get out of here. We've got over here and over here. So let's just pick this up again. Get my plates on. I'm going to put that there so you can see. Okay, let's move that over there. Right. That could work. But let's just go back to this side. Let's go back to this side. Staying with the large one. Don't want more over there, more over there. Kind of like that there. Okay, where's my top? Missing a plate. Hang on. Missing the shim. Put that in there. Put that on there. Hang on. Right, we're going in. Let's straighten that. Okay, we're going in. Let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Move that over so you can see it. There you go. Coming back through. So we've got baby tits in the garden. Great tits. I was going to say Jen and I have great tits, but that would be a terrible thing to say on a but we have. We've got baby great tits in the garden, and we were really worried that the heat was going to finish them off, but it didn't, and they are absolutely beautiful. And I think it's about 4 of them. That's a die cutting machine I have. I use it all the time. Is it, Jenny? I got it off eBay. I got it off eBay from a charity, which was great. And Glynis, you use yours. You use it more than the A4 electric one, but you like both. Yeah, I guess it's horses for courses, isn't it? As to what your preference is. Okay, let's cut this one out. And it's always good when you get the black card out, because that's when it changes. We could put a white border on these if we wanted to. So we've got 2 pieces of artwork there. We've still got, what have I done with it? We've still got the paper that, oh, it's underneath, isn't it? So we could go for a smaller square, which I like. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do that quickly. I'm going to do that. Put that on there. Put that one on there. Do you know what? I'm not going to bring my die cutting machine back in because my back's killing me. I'll just do it on this table here. There you go. You're going to have to trust me. There you go. I could cut to the other camera, but I'm not going to. Right, there you go. So we've got that one there. So from that piece of artwork, we've got 3 fabulous toppers that we can work with. We could turn these into cards by just simply placing them onto a piece of white card. Okay. And you don't have to really think about which way round at the moment, because you just place it on the card like that and then place that on a black because it highlights the black, and then put a sentiment. You don't have to have a sentiment, but a sentiment would look good. Maybe if you had another round one, the color tones don't match that at all, do they? But if I had something that matched it, you could pop that on there, for example. No, that doesn't work. But anyway, you could just have a sentiment like that. I've not got an appropriate sentiment. I'm not going to stamp one out. But again, this is how you can create your little mini pieces of artwork. You could put them as a triptych on the wall or something like that. And that works well as well if you put that on a white background. Let's just grab that. So again, you can make like little mini arts or things like that. Or if you've got a journal, for example, you can pop them into the journal. That was bubble wrap, big bubble wrap. Oh, I love that technique. It's great. And then, you know, you can start to put things in your journal, for example. I mean, that might look nice there if I do that, put like different shapes in there. I could cut this into a circle maybe and add that to that particular journal page. I don't know what I want to do with that yet. I've just kind of left that as is. But there you go. So those are different ways of just taking a piece of artwork like that and then creating almost like mini masterpieces that you can put in little frames. And I just really like that. And I think they make super cards as well. They do. Just from a doodle. It all started in the shed. You can make little frames. You can do little cards, and you can add sentiments to them, and they look absolutely fabulous. They really do. So just start with a scribble, do a bit of spritzing in the background, and then cut it up. Even that would make a great background, just sort of like half of that. So just scribble randomly, add colour, and just have a really good time. That's what I'd do. That's what I'd do. So let's pop these to one side and pop those over there. Right, let's see, we've got all this now to do things with. Love that. I like that just as it is. Lucy, you might try this. Yeah, you should give it a go. You should give it a go. Let me bring, what would happen if I did that? Not a lot, because I've turned my camera off, haven't I? If I did that. Hey, there I am. I was going to have a drink of water. Yeah, have a go, because you can come up with all sorts, and it's just good fun. Because sometimes you need backgrounds, right? If you're not going for the inky card kits, you can just make your backgrounds up, you know, of all different things, and get a die cutting machine. I mean, that, for example, those two might quite look good together. I can't speak. Might look good together. Just two like that, and that's sort of like retro style, which is really cool. So doing your backgrounds, I just love it. I just love it, and I could spend hours, which I did really. Okay, what have I done there? There you go, about full screen. So I really like that one. I think it was cool. Don't know what to do with that one yet. I don't know what to do with it. Would need to stamp something on there, maybe. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. I'm going to put that to one side. I also like this one, so but I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to save that for a rainy day. I like that one. I like that one. I've got some more up here. Which ones shall I work with? Well, I tell you what. Do you know what I'm going to do? I've got these two as well. I'm going to put 3 down, and you lot are going to tell me which one you want me to work with. Let's call that A, let's call that B, and let's call that C. All right, now I'm going to go to the comments. The black and white card could have your people stamp. Well, funny you should say that, Janet. I'm going to be using my people stamp. But you're quite right. The black and white one could. What I'd need to do, though, is probably cut them out, stick them on white, and then have them come in from each side. So that would really work. Maybe we could do that. Which one? B. We're going for B. Any others? B it is then. B it is. Using a bit of yellow. Yellow. Okay, is that straight? Okay, there you go. So look at all these backgrounds I can start to work with. Right, let's pop that over there. Let's try and get organised. Try and get organised, she says. How I laughed all the way home. Where are my ink pads? There they are. Right, okay, so first lot of stamps. Here we go. This is how I kept them. Here we go. Friends are always together. Friends are always together. Let's bring that one out. We could also actually bring out Walking in the Rain and Grungy Frames, all of which I believe are available online. Limited stock on some though. But we're sort of like heading back, aren't we? So we'll put Grungy Frames to one side, and we'll go for the people. What I love about this as well is the fact that you can use the acetate to kind of figure it out. So I'm going to stamp directly on here for the time being. All right. And because we've got yellow, I'm going to bring in, do you know what? That's the one that I left. Hold the line, cool. Hold the line. Oh, I'm so going to have to get a hot water bottle on my back later. Oh, it's killing me. But that's okay. That one's similar to that one, so we could do two at the same time, but we're not going to. I'm going to go for this. So I'm going to get that. And I have got some other distress inks here. So I might get another yellow. I've got a bit of I forget what colour that was. Tim Holtz Spritz. But that kind of goes with it. Or I've got some of the greens here. That might be more. Pine needles might be a little bit more to it. I know it's good to use contrast. Don't know why I'm attracted to that. Okay, right. Let's just take a look, me duck. I've been making a tea and coffee spray for journaling. Oh yeah, tea and coffee spritz are great. Do you mean putting tea and coffee in spritzers and then just spritzing them out. Oh, it's so super fun. Do it with beetroot as well. In fact, at this time of year, you can go and pick a load of flowers, and you can use, if you get the flower and you scrunch it up and then sort of like really mulch it up, it gets some really cool colours. Do a little bit of watercolouring like that, which is really nice. Okay, right. Start with that. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to grab, oh dear, there's the camera again. Grab my acrylic paint. I wonder who's on the World Cup. I could actually put this on the TV and just keep an eye on it for you all. Let's just put that on there, turn that down, just in case anything out of the ordinary happens. So yeah, I'm at Doncaster. I'm at Doncaster next weekend. I've got to get ready for that. Am I doing make and takes? I'm hoping to, but as ever, you know, when you're doing something yourself and you're getting everything organised, it can be quite daunting. Right, I'm going to go. Don't know whether this is juicy or not. Let's just try it out. Yeah, there's a bit on there. I don't want this to show up too much. I just want it in the background, you see. And what I do need, a piece of copy paper. I haven't. What I'll do, I don't want to use that. I'll use this scrap bit. See if that'll just protect. Do need a bit of copy. Anyway, just want a little bit there. I've committed now. I just want it in the background. Sorry, I'll bring that back up. Just so you can see it. And then the other half, I can put down there. So I'm just starting with just in the background. You can hardly see it. You can hardly see it. And they say work in 2s and 3s. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, because it's important, isn't it? 3s and 5s coming alive. The great thing about these stamps as well is you can split these up. So you could use that half. You've got the smaller ones as well, and they're just really nice. I just think it's nice, you know, with friends to be together, hold hands, support one another. It's vitally important. Life's too short for all this nonsense. It really is. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. Okay, so we've got those 3 going there. And I've kind of gone like that. Maybe another one there, but then that would be 4. So we've got that in the background, which is really nice. And I like that. I like that. I'm going to choose a different colour now. I'm kind of liking this sort of lightness. So I wonder if I should go for that. I might have, in fact, I wonder if it's very similar. Speckled egg would be better. Or weathered wood. Let's have a look. Let's have a think. I'm going to do it in grey because again I want this to be in the background. So I'm going to go for one of the larger ones. Okay. I'll tell you the story behind these. When I painted these, I was working for somebody doing their social media output, and it kind of came to an end naturally because there was just nothing more to do. I'd done everything. And I came home and I thought, right, what am I going to do now? I'm not sure. So I sat down with my paints and I painted. And I came up with this particular range. And it was the quickest designed range I've ever done. Let's pop that there because I'm using the circles now to focus on that a little bit. But still in the background, still using the grey. Okay, so I'm going to use that again. I'm going to dapple that over there. I'm just going to dapple it out. I do have some spot-on sponges, but I can't quite remember where they are. So we'll do that. And I'll just do another one up here, kind of just off the page, not too much on. So we're just building it up. We need something in here, but I don't want to use that again. All right. So I'm going to go for the 2 adults and a child. And we'll go for that. Speckled eggs, is a favourite of yours, Lucy? Yeah. It's a favourite of mine. Doncaster, yes, it's the 11th and 12th. Do you know what? I've got tickets if you want to come, guys. I've got 4. I think I've got 4 sets of Oh no, three. I'm going to say 3 sets of tickets. If you want to come along to Doncaster Live both days, let me know. Okay, just put yes, please in the comments. Obviously, if people are watching this later on, I need to. If you're watching this later on, don't worry, I'll take you into consideration as well, and I'll close it tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So if you want to come to Doncaster Live, then just put yes, please in the I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm doing about 8 things at once here. In the messages, and I'll get you some tickets. Right, back to Speckled Hen. Let's pop this. We've got that there, haven't we? But we're using the circle, so I need to go in the circle. There you go, because we've done 1, 2, 3. So we've got that background building up quite nicely, quite nicely. Okay, so we're using the people in that essence. I might want to add something else. And I don't know whether to go for a frame or just to go for an ink pad. Let me just check this out. Go on there, just very lightly. You see that just there? Very lightly there. So we've done 2. Do we need to do 3? Yeah, probably. I'm going to put 1 up there. Okay, so I've done 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've just done that. What I'm doing is just building it up slowly. In other words, I don't really know what I'm doing at all. But that's good. That's good. Every now and again, what I do, I don't know about what you lot do, but every now and again, let me change. I've got the TV on in the background as well, just in case the World Cup's coming on. But I'm going to change the channel because I don't want to be watching Emmerdale. Crikey, Mikey, is she still in it? Here we go. Who's Norway and IVC, independent something. I don't know. Who's IVC playing the football? Norway are winning. Anyway, I keep checking. I just pop that on the black, you see, and just keep checking to see what that would look like. I'm hoping to get there, but it'd be a last minute decision. Well, if I've still got the tickets, Glynis, always message me just in case. Right, so that looks good because that's picking up the black and I like that. But obviously we need more, don't we? We need to build the background up a little bit. So maybe now we can match it. We want the people to stand out. There's a couple of ways we can do that. We could stamp this on a white piece of paper and we could cut this out. Okay, and we could have that going over in a block. But I'm going to do it straight on. So I'm going to go for the larger one. And I'm going to go and get my VersaFine Claire. That needs to stick. Sometimes your stamps don't stick properly, do they? Just audio back? Yes, we're back. We're good. We're good. We're good. So turn me off again. Right. Apologies. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that there. Commit. Commit, 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 commit. There you go. Lift that up. Oh, that's nice. That really highlights the black, doesn't it? I like that. But we're going to need to add something here. So do I go for the smaller one? Just there? I think so. I think so. So we've got the smaller one up there. Let's pop that. I love this stamp. When it's gone, I'm hoping to get some more in. Because I have to obviously reorder them in. That's the way it works. And there. I am working on my next range. We need something else up there, don't we now? We do. I am working on my next range. Can't tell you anything about it, but it's in the process. It's in the process. So Jenny and Glynis, it's in the process. Oh dear. Oh, Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to go there. Just going to go there. Why not? Why not? There you go. So we've got 3 on there. So we're just building it up nicely. Building it up nicely. Again, got a clue what I'm going to do. I ain't got a clue what I'm going to do. I think I know what I'm going to do, but let's have a think about this. Okay. I'm going to just move that out there for a moment, and I'm going to bring this in. We're going to need some sentiments as well, aren't we? Fingers are dirty. But I'm going to use the sentiments from here. So we've got some bonds don't need words, and we have got friends who are always together. Some bonds don't need words. Let's do this one first. If I could be bothered to go and get my embossing, I'd probably emboss these because they'd look nice and shiny. Let's just pop that down. Pop that down there. There you go. Some bonds don't need words. And then we'll go for the other one. Let's bring this back in. What's the time, by the way? Crikey, we've nearly been on for an hour. I've got to go and pick that sofa up. That's okay, though. I've not done live for a while. Apologies for that. It's just been mad. Back at QVC at the weekend on Sunday. That's another thing to do. But it's good fun. It's good fun, and it's something a little bit different. Right. Let's just cut these out. Let's just cut these out. Let's get this straight. Line that up. Is that too close to the words? It's a little bit. Don't worry about it. I'm saying that to myself. Okay. Now do. Let's go in with this one. See if we can sort this out. I don't know if there's any kind of trick to this, unless I get a die that will cut my sentiment words out for me. Oh, that was a bit hard. What's that all about? Be gentle, be gentle. Okay, so we've now got some words that we can start to fill. I'd like that to go there. I'd like that to go there, but I'd also like to put something else on there as well, because we need more. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking, Janice? I am thinking getting that stamp, which is from the Grungy Frames. We'll pop that on there. Has anyone had a bet on the football? If you're interested in it, that is. Has anyone had a bet on the football? And how you diddling at that particular bet? Hubby says, Ivory Coast. I thought it was Ivory Coast. Oh, they're having a fisticuffs. Oh, they're having a real push about. Even the ref has pushed somebody. Oh dear. Oh, they're all telling him. You won't get that in the women's game. You get some tough girls though. Love the women's game. They're playing in October. Can't wait. Can't wait. Qualify for the World Cup. Put that on there. Now, because we chose any clues and your next range, no, Glynis, not here. Maybe in private chat, but not here. Not yet. Right. I like that because it's dark and it goes with the dark. But let's try something else. Let's try that weathered wood. Okay. Rather than speckled. Do like these Grungy Frames. They are pretty cool. Have I got enough room to do that without? Yes, I have. Put that there. That's nice. That lighter colour and the darker colour. Now, pair of scissors will do this. Let me grab these. I've been cutting the garden with these. Don't tell anybody. And let's just cut these out. Okay. I don't know why, but these always remind me of Ross on Wye. I went there once for we were driving through, and it was the book festival, and there was an area where you could go in. Don't judge me on the scissors, by the way. I've been doing the gardening with them. There was an area where you could go in. There was loads of 35mm film from the from the movies and posters. Oh, it's amazing. Amazing. Do that. Do that. Do that. Okay, so now we've got 2, 2, 2, 2. So we've got that and that sentiment, and we've got these two. So I'm thinking friends are always together there. Some bonds don't need words. So we've got this. Now, maybe that's going to be better. Maybe the dark works better. I think it does. I think it does. I think the light, I think that takes it away. The balance is gone. Either go too light or dark. But I like the fact, because we've got the light in the background, we've got the dark. What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? Well, what I thought is friends are always together there. I know it's going to be a bit random if I put one on, isn't it? I mean, I could put one there. Let me stamp another one, and then that will what's the time? 8 o'clock. Okay. Grungy frames are useful, aren't they? I love them. Not used them for ages. I haven't had them out for a long time. Only in a game I'm playing. Lost my Germany bet. Oh no, did you? That's quite nice. That's got that white surround. Oh, I think I'm changing my mind now. I like that little frame around the outside. Around the outside, around the outside. Put that there. That there. I think we could have 3. I wouldn't go for the brown. It's got to be another black one, hasn't it? Right, let's go for another black one. I'm making this up as we go along, but it's nice to do so, isn't it? Sorry you lost Germany. Cut the centre of the frame out. Yeah, could do, but I don't have a craft knife. Otherwise I would do, and that's a really good idea. But I'll do something else. Put that there. That's a good idea, because it frames part of it. Now, because I've got one in a frame, I can do one without a frame, and then one with a frame. But I think that's too heavy. I want just one with a frame and then one without. Yeah, cutting the middle out would be really good. I suppose I could do the old, fold it and all that, but I haven't got a craft scissors knife. I wouldn't trust myself. I wouldn't trust myself. That's got to go under there, hasn't it? Maybe. I know. Listen, I know we're covering up a lot of that background, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? Now, I could have them separately. Friends are together up there. And you can, of course, have it down the side like that as well. So it's just something that looks a little bit different. But I don't want that. So if we do that, we could always raise this up with some. It's really good seeing it on the overhead camera, because it kind of gives you an idea. I mean, one would think put them all in a straight line. You could do. You could put one over there, one over there, and one over there, moving that one up slightly. So we're seeing the people around it. I'm now thinking I should cut the border off that one, because there's no point of having a border there, is there? But that's a really nice topper on its own. Again, grungy frames, limited stock. I do need to get some more in. Will I get some more for Doncaster? I don't know. Which way do we go? I don't know. Right. So you kind of position it up where you want it to be. Okay. Now you could put sentiments in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put little pictures in there. So let's do it. Let's B&Q it. Okay. I'm going to go for black. Put that one in here. Okay. So that's that one. So it's a different style, see? I have got 2 adults. the 3. Okay, so put them there. Put that in there. Ooh, which is nice. And then top one. Well, we've got 2 people there. We've got the couple, which would be nice. Let's just stamp on there. What we're going to need to do is just cover up that, and then bring them in there. Oh, I like that. It's kind of grungy, isn't it? That's nice. We'll keep that. I'm not doing it again. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. Right. We could raise these up, which if I go over and get my... Can you believe I've got to go and pick a TV unit up my back? Oh my God. I like this. I like this. I will have to try and wear my timestamp sticker. Yes. I'll have more. I've got more though, Jenny, don't worry. I mean, Glynis, don't worry. I've got plenty of them. Do you know what I did once with my... oh God, that glue's coming out a bit weird. What I did with my... let's get this right first. Stickers. Instead of putting scan me, I put san me. Oh no, ridiculous. I don't know what I was gonna put. I should have put that. I should have. No, shut up. Shut up, Janice. I can't speak. Is this going to... I've put this... What I'm trying to say is I put the sentiments on flat. Should I have raised them up as well? I don't know. Just take these off. Take these off. Take these off. Right, that's going there because it's just fallen there. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. So if you want to do something similar, please do. If you want to go online and see Friends Are Always Together, TSC, remember, you can get... I'll just put that on there. You get 10% off. Totally forgot where I am. That is what I want. You can get 10% off if you use TSC 10. TSC 10, you'll be able to get 10% off. That's normally a private one, but I'm going to have to change that now, because if you're in my group, Timestamp Creations, you always get 10% off. But I will be changing that because I've told you that now. You have to... That's only for 24 hours that everybody can get 10% off. In my group, they always get 10% off. So I shall be changing that code for them. Right, let's look at this. Right, that's that. And then pin. Always put the pin back in. There's more I can do to this. There's more we could add. Let's just bring that black background in. So you've got that lovely black background now, which works really well. If you wanted to put white behind it, I don't know whether that would work. Now those gold flowers are nice, aren't they? I could incorporate those. But you could put a thin white background. Right, this is Mother Nature from Blooming Amazing. Let's just... No, it's not going to work. I don't know why I'm doing this, because it's not going to work at all. I don't want flowers on it. No, forget that, forget that, forget that, forget that. I like that as it is. It's kind of clean and simple. We could add some other things to it. We could add another splash of black on there if we want to. We didn't use this ink at all, so if we wanted to, we could add some of that maybe. I've not put anything in the middle here, but I could just use my blending brush and add some colour. So what colour's on there at the minute? It's kind of like a grey colour, isn't it? Because we're using the weathered wood. So I could do that if I wanted to, but I kind of like it white. But that's really nice. And that started off, like I say, as an idea in the shed, something similar to that. Something similar to that. when I was getting something out of the shed, I was like, oh, what's this going to do? And started spraying, because that's the way I work. I can't help it. And then all of that turned into loads of mini pieces of artwork as well. So I've got lots to be going on with and lots to work with. Remember the mini pieces of artwork as well that you can do, which I have put over here, have I? No, I don't know where I've put it. I showed you at the start. Rewind. No, it's here. It's here. Remember, we were cutting up. We were doing like mini pieces of artwork, and things like that are fun. They're funky. They're different, and you can be as carefree or as careful as you like when you're making and creating. That was a nice little frame, so I could stamp something in there and put a frame in there. For example, I don't know. You could put a little bird in there, or you could get a little. There you go, all sorts of things. Or you could put another little piece of artwork in there if you want to. So yeah, have a think about that. So that's kind of where I'm at and what I've been doing. I'm going to love you and leave you now, because I really do need to go and get that TV unit. Otherwise, I'm going to give it to someone else. So the next time I'm going to see you, right, Donington, of course, is next week, but I will be doing another live, and I'll get my act together and let you know on Facebook. So just look out for that on Facebook. And yeah, just try random stuff. Oh, by the way, the Let's Get Inky workshop did really well at Burton Latimer, and they've asked us back. So that was good fun. So when Lou Sims and myself get around to doing that again, we will let you know. We have a lot of fun doing that. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. It's lovely to see you here on the live. I hope you have a lovely evening. And remember, if you want to go to Doncaster, then please just put yes, please in the comments, and you too can come to Doncaster for free. How about that? So that's Doncaster. There you go. Forget that. Don't type win. Just put yes, please. But that is at Donington, which is great. So I'm going to bid you goodbye, and I will see you. Let me just go and put my side camera back on again. It's like a whole studio, you see. I'm doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've got my mouse here. I've got a table just to show you the whole mess that goes on with the live. There you go. Oh, the church bells are ringing now. Church bells are, and there's the TV in the background. But I'll get in trouble for broadcasting that. So yeah, that's the mess that comes and creates. I've got my table next to me, and I'm sitting down for a change, not in the kitchen because I've got a bad back. But anyway, lots of love. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. So with that, I've got no video to play for you tonight. So with that, and I don't even have a goodbye slate. I don't know where that's gone. So I'll bid you good night with my Doncaster Live. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.